It's time for some carbon-based gaming.
Thank you, Commander. With the monoliths we have and data from the last station, I have the answers I've sought for my entire life. I now know what this place is. I will tell you everything soon, but we have a more pressing matter at hand. Fortunately, I know how we might be able to survive this.
They're coming from all around. How are we supposed to fight this?
Calmly. Commander, if my hypothesis is correct, what we're seeing here is an underground base surrounded by protective fence. That active pillar, there on the right, has a monolith still installed. This is what they truly are. Energy sources. If we send our crew to install the 19 monoliths we've gathered, we can reactivate the entire fence before they come and destroy it. Trust me.
Research.
Do this, and we'll have a fighting chance.
New task. Enemy approach.
Affirmative.
On the way. As I thought. Now continue with the other 19 monoliths we've collected around the mountain and reactivate the fence before they come and destroy them.
They're coming, Doc. You better be right.
Reinforcements requested.
Roger. On the way. Roger. On the way.
Enemy approaching.
On the way.
Affirmative. On the way.
Roger.
Roger.
On the way.
Approaching.
Roger.
Affirmative.
On the way.
Roger. Roger.
Affirmative.
Reinforcements at Rasa. Reinforcements requested. Researching.
Affirmative. On the way.
Roger.
On the way.
Enemy approaching.
On the way. Roger. On the way. Roger.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
On the way.
Roger. Roger. On the way.
Roger.
Enemy approaching.
Roger.
Reinforcements. Reinforcements requested. Enemy approaching. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete.
Yes, sir.
Roger. On the way.
Enemy approaching. Researching. Enemy approaching. Upgrading. Upgrading. Construction complete.
Now the underground base's security locks should be disabled.
How do you know that?
Consider where we are, Captain. There aren't any unauthorized pedestrians on Mars. Everyone who was on Mars back then had to have known what was down here.
So, if it wasn't designed to keep people out,
It was designed to keep something in. And we're going to find out what. Mind your step. Let me tell you a story, Commander. A long time ago, as these things always begin, there was a man who loved his country. He was an uncomparably talented biologist who was quickly recognized for his brilliant ideas. And so the country, on the heels of a great war, imbued the man with riches so that his work could grow and grow.
Affirmative. Research complete. Building. Construction. Building. Research complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building complete. Construction complete.
Roger.
Enemy
On the
approaching.
way. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Building. Construction complete. Building. Enemy approaching.
Affirmative. On the way.
Enemy approaching. Upgrading. Upgrading. Construction complete. Upgrading. Construction complete. Upgrading. Construction upgrading. Upgrading. Construction complete. Construction complete. Enemy approaching. Building. Construction.
Roger.
This
On the way.
building. Building. Construction complete.
On the way.
Upgrading.
holy shit! Everybody, form up.
Roger.
Dismiss.
Affirmative.
Dismiss.
Roger.
Building. Building. Building.
That's not the last of them, is it?
The labs are much bigger than this. Hang on. Where was I? Ah, yes. Soon the patience of the country ran thin against the slow progress of doing near impossible work. So the country discarded the man and left his research to wither and die. The man became broken. He lashed out at those around him. His family was no exception. And in time, that grief turned into wrath.
Dismantled. Building. Construction. Upgrading.
Roger.
Construction. Upgrading. Upgrading. Construction. Construction. Building. Construction.
On the way.
Enemy approaching. Upgrading. Upgrading. Construction. Upgrading. Building. Construction. Upgrading. Construction. Upgrading. Construction. Upgrading. Construction. Building.
Roger.
Upgrading. Upgrade. Enemy approaching. Upgrade. Upgrade.
Come on. More, Doc?
Just a little more. The man who loved his country became a man who loathed it. So deep and profound was his loathing that he didn't hesitate to abandon his wife and children when he sold himself to an empire that shared his hatred. An empire that was hungry for impossible things. So without a goodbye, the man vanished in the night.
All these broken biopods. There's no end to them.
Upgrading. 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 Enemy approaching. Upgrading. Enemy approaching. Repairing.
Have hope, Captain. We're almost done here. Traces of that man, his notes, his diaries, his sketches, were all the family had left of the flawed man their hearts invariably loved. So they clung to them. As the generations pass, a girl will be born with the same aspirations as her ancestor, but with only a shred of the talent. And after inheriting her great-grandfather's legacy, she would finally see, miles and miles from home, over a sea of abominations and twisted life, what became of the man who loved his country.
Upgrading. Enemy approaching.
Roger.
Enemy approaching.
On the way.
Upgrading. 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 Construction complete. Enemy approaching.
Is that the last of them?
Yes, I believe it is. The drives we recovered from the 4th station had some recording of the day of the incident. I was able to decode only parts of it. It seems, not long after the arrival of a new group of settlers, a senior biologist took one look at what the Soviets were doing here and decided that the death and mutilation of everyone in the settlement was the right thing to do, and he sabotaged the fence so that what he unleashed would find every living soul in the compound.
That can't be it, can it? Nothing the Soviets were planning could have warranted this.
I can't say conclusively. However, the comms records suggest that the Martian Soviets were starting to lose faith in whatever brought them here. Quite likely, they were going rogue. Calling it space madness would be reductive, but it is clear that they had their own designs for the virus and the artificial carrier organisms they were growing.
Do I want to know?
Use your imagination, Captain. We're worlds away from Earth, with a weaponized contagion in our hands that, in a breathable atmosphere, would have no barriers against spreading from one living thing to another, across age, creeds, and borders.
No.
It's only conjecture. We may never know what these people were planning. Only that their work was dismantled by one person who saw this nightmare for what it was.
So, we owe our lives, all due respect, to a madman?
I suppose you're right. Some things are better left buried. I, for one, would rather think that we owe our lives to you, Commander, for leading us through this. Thanks to you, once the remnants of the Soviet compound are erased, the new settlers will be able to build a home here. Free. From all this horror.
If you enjoyed that video, please like and subscribe for more. Or consider checking out one of the related playlists on the channel.